We are coming off of the best week of television all year. And if you know me at all, you already know I'm talking about Shark Week. Our next guest is a doctor, a philanthropist, a leading marine biologist, and he's a television host and producer for, you guessed it, Shark Week. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Austin Gallagher. Hey, Austin.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I think I told you, but I'm fangirling a little bit. I've been a fan of Shark Week since way, way back.
Yeah, me too. I mean, really, since I was little, I remember total cultural phenomenon, and it's such a pleasure to see how excited people get during that week.
It really is, and that's actually kind of my first question. Where did you get your love for the ocean and for sharks?
Well, I grew up in coastal Massachusetts, Boston, and ever since I was little, I was always going to the beach. My parents were awesome at, giving me access to the water and going into the tide pools and things like that. So I always was fascinated with the enormity of the sea. And then for me, it was just, dinosaurs and sharks, these huge animals that are big predators. And it started at a really young age.
Are you an adrenaline junkie?
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people in my life say I am, and
Right.
a big part of the reason for that is because I swim with sharks and I'm spending a lot of time in exotic places on the water, and there's definitely a level of risk to that. But I also know where the edge is, and I
Right.
try to not do anything that is, calculated risks only.
Now, you just had a couple shows that were brand new that premiered on Shark Week. What were some of the most surprising takeaways from these new shows?
I had two shows this year on Shark Week. The first one took place in New Zealand. We filmed it in April this year, and it's called Belly of the Beast. And we designed a 29-foot decoy, a fake whale carcass, and we put ourselves in the middle of that because it's an incredible platform for observing great white sharks, because white sharks are naturally excited by dead whales. It's like a huge buffet feast for them. So it was really exciting to be close to 7, 8 sharks, 10, 12, 15 foot long for extended periods of time, and just fascinating to be able to get little clues and insights into the social lives and the social dynamics of these animals. This one, and the other one was called Monster Hammerheads, and we think that we might have found a new species of hammerhead shark in the Caribbean at a place called Turks and Caicos. So you'll have to check those shows out to learn a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. And I actually watched both of them. And I want to know, are you going to do another Belly of the Beast?
I mean, you got to complete the trilogy, right? So I would say
Yes.
it's looking pretty good. Yeah, people seem to be really excited about this kind of mini franchise that we've developed, and
Yeah.
it's exciting because it's different, it's unique. So yeah, there should definitely be. You haven't seen the last of us inside the whale decoy. I'll just say that.
I gotta say, as a shark enthusiast, I love watching the science. So watching the social hierarchy of the sharks in that show was fantastic. And if you need a PA or a water girl, I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Now, what is your favorite shark? Just a fun question.
I mean, it's a totally fun question. My favorite shark is the tiger. So this is
Okay.
a species I did my PhD on. They're found all throughout the Atlantic Ocean, off the coast of Virginia. They do come up and down the U.S. East Coast, but they're really an island shark. They really love the tropics and the subtropics. So doing a lot of my research in the Bahamas, I get to spend a lot of time with tigers. They're amazing. They're huge. They have a reputation for being aggressive, but they're really not. I think they just get that because their name. But they have stripes, they have dots. They're really adaptive and just completely fascinating.
They really are. And you kind of mentioned something that I want to touch on. You said tiger sharks are off the East Coast. We are in Virginia. I was just in the Outer Banks a couple weeks back with my family. We caught a few sand tigers. And there's been some shark activity lately. So what would you say to people who, are kind of afraid to get in the ocean right now because of the shark activity?
Well, encounters with sharks will probably continue to increase because there's more people in the water. And last time, I went to the beach, I could barely get a parking spot because there's just so many cars, so many
Yep.
people now. Everyone's got a phone. So, we're watching the ocean. We're seeing all these things in real time now. But shark populations off the US East Coast are kind of increasing actually, which is a good thing because we've tried to make it that way. We've tried to, enable conservation efforts. So they're out there. So the advice I would say to people is they've always been there. There've always been sharks at the beach. You just don't see them. So just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're there, but just pay attention, listen to the reports from the lifeguards, these types of things, and just being an informed beach user and not swimming at dawn and dusk because that's when the sharks hunt.
Yes, definitely. These are all things I have said to my friends before who are very shocked when they find out that there are sharks in the ocean. What is your favorite Shark Week show that you've worked on, past or present?
A favorite Shark Week show I've worked on, probably the first Belly of the Beast. So we shot that last year in South Africa, and the concept for this whale decoy was something that I came up with about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's based in real science. It's based in research that I've done on the effect that large dead animals have on great white sharks, mostly in South Africa. So we knew it would be something that would be interesting. It's got a lot of thrill kind of attached to it. It's got a little bit of a stunty element to it, but it's grounded in real science. It is a different look. It's a different feel. And the first time we did it was thrilling because, it's the first time you're trying something out new. It's a little crazy. It's, it's kind of how I am as a person, a professional anyways. I like taking those kind of innovative leaps and risks. But it was great because it worked. It worked just like we thought it would. Ended up bringing out a 14, 15-foot huge female great white shark in South Africa.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Like I've said a few times, I am a big fan of you and of Shark Week. And folks, we have only barely touched on all of his work. So please check out his website, check out his charity's website, and look at all the work he's doing because it's fantastic. Thank you again, Austin.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good summer.
Thank you. Now, from the kings of the ocean to some of the water's smallest treasures, we are really loving the water on this show. See what I mean when we get back?